Howdy folks, Sapper here, aka Sean, and welcome to Labyrinth, the War on Terror. This is turn 3. We have just conducted the Jihadi turn. We started the new turn, drawn out cards. Each side was able to draw 8 cards. And the Jihadis have just played both of their cards. So the Jihadis started with Amerithrax, so the U.S. side discards its highest value U.S. associated event if it has any. Luckily, I drew 3. I was pretty lucky. So the one that I decided to discard is that one. So yeah, the other ones, the other 2 cards allow me to discard Jihadi cards from their hands. So basically, I'm going to get them back for that card. So we will throw that one in the remove pile, and we will throw the Amerithrax in the non-remove pile. And then they followed it up with another Jihadi event. Play if U.S. hard. The U.S. is hard. So Germany and France go to soft, and I lose a prestige. So now it's looking like we have the world is at a 1 because there are 3 hard countries and 2 soft countries. So, but I lost more prestige. My prestige is really starting to go down the tank, which I worked pretty hard last turn to try to get it up there. And this game, you can tell it's pretty well designed because I made plans, and for somehow, you've got this huge stack of cards here, right? I got my prestige up to high, and they're still turned over a card, which basically just destroyed my prestige. So it's interesting. You make all this planning and stuff still goes wrong. So here's my hand. So I got, that's not good. And then that's good. So there is a lot of Jihadi positive stuff this turn. I mean, I've already played 2 cards from the Jihadi deck that were both favorable, and I've got these 4. So hopefully I'll be looking at a turn where it's going to be a lot of good American U.S. stuff happens. All right, let's look here. Look at that. Play if Afghanistan has a cell. Place 3 more cells. I was finally starting to get them down low, and it looks like they're just gonna. It's like a bunch of roaches, man. They just keep flowing back. Then if it is Islamist rule, place all available cells there. Well, luckily they're not at Islamist rule. I've been trying my hardest to get rid of the roaches, and they just keep popping back up. So what I am going to do is I think I will play this card. I will put 3 cells there. 1, 2, 3. And then I will use a disrupt action to get rid of 1 and activate 1. So that was turn number 1. So now we will go to card number 2. I don't know. Let's see here. Automatically travel 2 cells. I don't want guys getting to Europe, because if they get to Europe, they can start creeping across the Atlantic, and then we can get cells into the United States. And if we can get cells in the United States, we can get WMD plots in the United States, and that's not good. But I don't know. Place a cell in Iraq. Let's see, what's this one? Play if a country tested or improved to fair or good this or last action phase. Worsen its governance 1 level towards poor. I think I can do that. That will not trigger because nobody has tested or improved to fair or good. Wait a minute, the country was tested. What was... No, not that one. No, not that one. What card am I looking for? Oh, I know which one it was. It was that. No, they were not. Okay, yes. So this did not happen. A country was not tested. France and Germany were not tested. They were yeah, there was no roll to figure that out. So I could possibly use this. Well, that would be good. That will be good to if a plot happens, because it costs 3 ops to get rid of a plot. So as long as this condition is not met, I should be okay. I don't know if I see, but then that prevents me from trying to get Iraq better. Tough decisions. All right, what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to play this for the event. Enhanced measures. So I'm going to play if US hard and disrupt possible. Yes, and yes. Take a random card from the jihadist's hands. Can be blocked by leak. And then mark. So I'm going to do that. So I get to disrupt and then take a card, and then I'll put the chit. We'll go in the events box. So disrupt once. So I will remove and then flip. Actually, you know what? I don't think I got. Did I get a prestige from doing that last time? I don't know. But I'll get 1 prestige. Take a random card. So how many do we have? We have 6 cards. Let me roll a die. Number 1 is on top. Number 6 is on bottom. All right, so I will take card number 5. See what we got. Ooh, that would have been a good one for them. But as it stands, it'll be a good one for me. Can be blocked by leak and mark. So let's find enhanced measures. Well, that is not it. So here's my enhanced measures chit. I will place it in the events in play. Now, let's just pray that I remember to actually look over there. I doubt it. My memory is not the greatest thing in the world, and there's a lot of stuff on this map, so I'll probably forget that that's there. But I think that turn went rather well for me being the US. So this card now goes into the discard pile. That card right there, pulled it out of the jihadi's hands. That would have been a plot right there. That would have been a plot. It is no longer a plot. So let's see. Let's see what we do. Jihadi card 1. All right, what do we got? Place a cell in Somalia. I'm pretty sure that stands. So it is a playable non-US event. Yes. Event places or recruits cell. Yes. Track has a cell. Yes. Play the event. So we will place a cell in Somalia. Where is Somalia? Oh, it's down here. You can't see it. Right there. Oop. There we go. Cell in Somalia. This card is then removed from the game. Doesn't matter. Play event. Unassociated event. No. End of the jihadi turn. So this flow chart, it's not too confusing until you have to do things like when you have to start doing plots and jihads. Then you go down to here, and this is where it gets, for me, it gets super confusing, especially when you have to make a decision on what country it goes into or whatever. So, all right, let's see what else we draw. Oh, look at that. +1 prestige, set Serbia to opposite of US. Well, let's see if this... Well, it's not going to happen because the jihadi stuff doesn't happen. Or the events don't usually trigger for the jihadis. All right, so here we go. So playable non-US event. It is a non-US event. Yes. Does it recruit or place a cell? It does not, so we will play the event. So I get +1 prestige. So now my prestige is up to 4. And set Serbia to opposite of U.S. posture. So now Serbia is soft. And now it looks like the world and the U.S. posture, or the global war on terror relations track, were both at 0, the world and the U.S. So play event, unassociated event, yes. Major jihad possible. I do not think that a major jihad is possible. It has to be a non-Islamist rule Muslim country with 5 more cells than troops, and that is not the case anywhere. In Afghanistan, it's 6 to 5, so that does not trigger that. So, major jihad success possible? No. Jihad possible in a good or fair country? Let me see, that is a 1-op, so I'll get 1 die roll for that. I believe I can't do it in... So no jihad is possible in Pakistan because of that. Has to have a cell. Central Asia. Worsen governance. Well, all the governance is, it's already, in any country with a cell, it's already at the worst. So it can't go below poor. A minor jihad will not, the minor jihad will not allow me to flip to Islamist rule. So I can't, it can only go to poor. So I can't do it here because there's no cell. I can't do jihads there at all. Central Asia can't go any worse than poor. Iraq. So I cannot do that. Is jihad possible in good or fair? No. Are cells available? Yes, cells are available, so I have to recruit. Well, it looks like I'm recruiting back to Afghanistan. Again, this is the hot spot. We are attracting all the roaches into Afghanistan, so that's not going to, and it's automatic because of the besieged regime. You get an automatic success, so I don't even have to roll. All right, so that was the jihadi play. All right, I think I'm going to pour it on thick here. We're going to do renditions on my first card play. Play if U.S. hard, yes. Disrupt once if possible, yes. So I will just remove you, put you back on the track. So my prestige goes up by 1. Again, this is actually helping. Jihadists, discard a random card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that card gets discarded. Let's hope it's a U.S. card. Nope, but that probably would have been pretty bad too. And where is my card? Here we go. Block detainee release can be blocked by leak. Well, it just so happens that is the card that I threw away. So, and then we'll mark. So I get to pull out the renditions thing, and when the detainee release card shows up, it gets blocked. All right, there we go. So we will put that in the events box. All right, so we're knocking cards out of the Jihadi hand. I get one more play, one more card play. I still think I'm going to save that one just in case one of those cards is going to end up being a plot. That's probably a safe play because so far this condition has not been met. So, that one might not be a bad one to do. That one I don't like. That one's gonna, I can probably save that one to be the card that gets thrown away because my hand is obviously larger than the Jihadi, so I'll be able to, I can throw a card away if it's my last card. So I'll probably do that because I want to keep the roaches out of Europe. So we've got, I can remove that besieged regime marker in Afghanistan, which will definitely help. It'll give me a chance of a recruitment not happening. Or I've got mass turnout. Play if there's a regime change country, improve its governance level by 1, which I kind of want to do that in Afghanistan. Both of these cards are definitely going to help out. Oh, are their fingers purple? Yeah, they got purple fingers. I was over in Iraq when that was going on. It was very interesting. Oh, wait a minute. What is play if a country tested or improved to fair or good? Ooh. I'll have to save that because I have more cards to play. So I will be able to play this because the Jihadi has only got 2 cards left. So he's going to play both of those cards next turn. I can play this next turn if there's a plot. So I think I'll do that. That card cannot be played yet. So I think I will play Sharia, and I will remove that besieged regime marker. So that goes into the trash. And that is it for that particular phase. So we go back to the Jihadis phase. We've only got 2 cards. So if any one of these cards develops a plot, then I'll be able to do what I've been talking about. And that's a plot right there. So we go to our chart. Playable non-US event. No, it's a playable US event. So playable US event. Yep, that would have definitely would have happened. So it turns into a plot. So that card goes into the trash. I grab a random one of these, put it in Afghanistan because that's where it's going to happen. The plot will happen in Afghanistan. Or actually, let me double check that because there's a chance that it could happen one of these other places, but I think it's going to happen in Afghanistan. So yeah, it's going to have to happen. So you do it in the U.S., but a plot has to take place in a country with a cell. The U.S. does not have cells in it. Prestige is low? No. Abu Saif and cells greater than the number of troops in the Philippines? No. In countries with troops, which is Afghanistan, it has troops and cells. There's only one country, troops, but no cells. So it has to happen in Afghanistan. So the plot goes here. That was their first card. Hopefully this is not a U.S. card because I don't need 2 plots happening. And of course it happens. I'm telling you, this game knows, man. All right, let's see. Yep. So we're going to have 2 plots in Afghanistan. It's, you know what? I can honestly say that I'm not surprised because nonsense like that always happens. But that's the end of the Jihadi's turn. So what I'm going to do is I will play this because it costs 3 ops points to eliminate a plot. So I'm going to play this one. I'll eliminate that plot. That was a plot 2. And on my second card play. So basically what the plot is going to do is if I let it resolve, it, let's double check. So unblocked plots. It's not in the U.S. It's going to be in a Muslim country, so their funding increases. +2 if the countries are good. Afghanistan's not at good governance. It's never been at good governance, and it probably never will be in good governance. So I will lose. They'll get +1 funding. I will lose a prestige, and that is it. Yeah, so that's all that's going to happen is if I let that go unresolved. Can I? I don't want my prestige. I'm trying to get my prestige back up. The only way I can get rid of it is to do this. Because it costs 3 ops. I don't have any ops. I don't have anything stored in the reserves. So that's just not going to happen. Do I want to get rid of... Is it worth losing a prestige and increasing their funding to improve my governance in Afghanistan, to go from poor to fair? All right, I think I'm going to ignore the plot and I'm going to let it happen because I know there's no WMDs because there's still the 3. We have the 3 WMDs here. We've got 3 WMDs still in Pakistan. So when a card or effect tells you you'll put one of these into the available plots box, so every time a plot happens, there's a chance that you could draw a WMD. But none of that has happened right now, so I know that these are just... they'll just increase the funding and decrease my prestige. So there's no risk of me running into a WMD yet. But I'm really trying to avoid doing this. I don't want cells in Europe if I can possibly prevent that from happening. So I will use this one to be one of the throwaway cards. So I'll play this. I'll play this for the event. Then I will play that. Probably to do the disrupt. And then this one will be the one that I throw away. So let's play this. For the event, so I improve the governance level in Afghanistan. We'll go to fair. Which is crazy. So now we go to the jihadist phase. They have no cards. I go to action phase 1. Oh, oops, almost forgot. I have to resolve that plot. So let's resolve the plot. Ooh, that was a bad one. 3 rolls. All right, so I actually have to roll some dice here. So here, let's do this. If it's a Muslim country, I roll a number of dice equal to the plot's number, which is a 3. Roll equal to or less than the country's governance value, worsens the governance to 1 level, and removes 1/8. So I have to roll a 2 or less, and it will throw the governance back down into poor. So maybe I did this all for nothing. Either way, had I used the card to resolve the plot, or to get rid of the plot, the governance of Afghanistan still would have been poor. So there's a chance, as long as I don't roll a 2 or lower, on 3 dice that Afghanistan will stay at fair governance. So let's hope. Here's hoping, but I never get lucky like that in this game. Yeah, so it's not a surprise. I'd like to show you my shocked face, but you don't want to see my face. So now they get +1 funding, so the funding goes up to a 6. And oh, wait a minute. So that country was it good. So I'm assuming you probably resolved these in order. So it was a Muslim country, so they were good, and then you do the rolls. So let me give you +2 funding. That sucks. I shouldn't have done that then. If the country has troops, -1 prestige. So I just decreased that, and then I would have done the rolls. So, yep, the game's always one step ahead of me. So I probably should have, you know what? Now that I see that, I don't like doing the takesy backsy thing, but I didn't see the thing where you roll. Of course, I didn't know that a plot 3 is the worst, right? So you have that. I would have just rolled 1 die on that one. So I would have gambled probably and said, there's no chance that, because I think there's only, let's look. There is plot 1, plot 3. I think there's only 1 3. 1, 1, 2, 2. Yeah, so I probably, you know what? I'm not going to take that back. Let me shuffle these around. There's only 1 3. All right, so there's that. We'll let it stand. I won't retract anything. So now I do my 2 card plays. So this is the one that I'm going to throw away. So I do this one: place a cell in Iraq. So where are we at? There's Iraq. All on bar. So disrupt in Iraq or Syria affects only 1 cell. So it's going to be twice as hard. Mark and remove. So let's do that. It's going to be one of these. There we go. So there's on bar, disrupt only 1 cell. So Iraq is going to be, I'm going to have to, you know what? This is going to be bad, right? I'm going to have to probably get some troops into Iraq, because it's going to be twice as hard to get them out of there as it is here. And it's already hard to get dudes out of there. So there we go. Mark and remove. So that card's removed from the game. And now my last card, I can throw it away, and I'm going to throw this away because we're getting lots of cells on the board, and they're going to be able to start moving over to Europe if I'm not careful. So I'm going to throw that card away. And that is it, folks. That is turn 3 of Labyrinth, the War on Terror. Thanks for watching.